Welcome to the Tank Podcast. In this episode, Harald Voetmann reads from his book Awake, a strange and exhilarating window into the formidable mind of Pliny the Elder.
On the great construction site where my father built the new theatre, treadmill cranes abounded. An especially squalid kind of slave worked in the treadmills. They spoke neither Greek nor Latin, not a word, unaware even what a theatre was. It wasn't so much the sight of the naked, sweaty bodies thrusting themselves forward and up incessantly, caught in the spinning wheel that transferred their motions to the large stones waiting to be hoisted up. It was the sounds, the smacks of their flesh smacking against the boards again and again, their moans and wails and incomprehensible muttered curses. That is precisely how I imagine the noise of the universe. The planets and stars lashed to their orbits, while the ropes and coils and pulleys creak. Pythagoras must be mad to speak of cosmic harmonies. The noise of the universe to me has always been the sound of something heavy and solid, hauled by Germanic and Numidian treadmill slaves. The constant sound of strain, only surpassed occasionally by the lash of the whip. The pure, exalted ether that grudgingly turns to befouled air and then to water, before, with utter abandon, it becomes earth, clay, flesh, and stone, till it has squashed itself so compact, knitted its own material so massively, that the spirit seeps from it and, as ether, ascends again to the sky with a sigh of relief. From the colonnade in the square where I received my lessons, I could observe the slaves work and hear it all. It was the habitual background noise, as I sat in the shade and studied Greek verse on the creation of the gods and the siege of Troy. I toiled only with clusters of word and thought, held together by my breath, by pure spirit. Homers and Hesiod's nobly and duly suckled immortalities on my tongue in the shade, in the colonnade, in the square, in Novum Comum. Just as with the slave's labor in the treadmills, the purpose of my labor was to give life and motion to the dead spirit in my case, dead matter in theirs. One late summer afternoon, a slave died in a treadmill. He breathed the spirit from its vessel, was refined and ascended, commingled with the luminous ether above us. He was dead midway through a motion intended for the stone, and some time passed before it was noticed. The other two slaves in the treadmill continued their crawling forth and up and nowhere. The deceased, who had been worming away in the same manner, was turned on his back, boards pounding against the base of his head where the skull and spine adjoin. He did not react. His body was cast from the treadmill, and another slave was undressed and inserted. The corpse remained there the entire afternoon in the sun, right in the middle of the construction site. On its back, its torso twisted, one eye shut, the other open, dark blue, Germanic, turned to the sky. The strain and the complete stillness, the strain's result. The wheel kept spinning next to the corpse, transferring the motions of the living onto dead matter. I dare say that the theatre, upon its completion, never staged a production as significant.
To hear more podcasts from Tank, you can subscribe on all major podcast platforms or follow us on SoundCloud. The theme music for this podcast is by Himera.